Welcome to All Cards on the Table. I'm Yas.
And I'm Rena, and we're laying all cards on the table, physically
and hypothetically.
Join us weekly as we talk all things business and booze while we use Tequila Tuesday as our excuse to drink. So, let's start off with a question. So this episode is all about double dates, double date night, our drinking game. Double date nights, quite simply, yes or no. Just like yes or no.
It's got to be a no for me.
What?
I feel like if your friend's just recently got in a new relationship and you want to get to know their partner, I think, like all for it. Like get to know them. It's way less awkward to kind of meet them with your friend there. But I think if you've been like set up like with friends, or it's like kind of like you're going on double dates as like a bit of a friendship group, then I feel like you honestly just get used to hanging out as like the four of you or however many of you there are.
It comes like a friend vibe. Like I feel like when you like as a four, you just become friends like rather than like in a relationship. Like it's hard to progress, like especially if you start off as like a double date.
Exactly. If you get set up, then
yeah. And the thing is, you don't know who you're getting set up with. Like it's literally the worst if you get set up on a double date and like your friend really likes the person and you get set up with someone.
I think you kind of carry on with like the double dates just for the sake of like because it's kind of fun.
Exactly, because it's like friendship, and that's not what you want, but it's the best when you actually do get on, I feel like. And I think it works best, personally, when it's like two girlfriends and you've got two, and you just set up the boys. Because the boys will get on either way.
Yeah, the boys just make conversation and they're fine no matter like interest.
Yeah, especially if you go into the situation and it's like a new relationship as well, and you don't know the other couple and you're there, and it's like so awkward. But I guess that's the reason why we made Let's Drink That Double Date Night, because we want to kill that awkwardness. Like we want to make double dates not like
we've kind of tailored it so you can. It doesn't matter if you've been together for like years, or if it's literally like Tinder date, Hinge date. I feel like if you'd been out on a date, even like last week, I'd be like, I've got this game. Like, let's get a drink and let's break the ice with it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so that's what it's kind of made for, and I'm all for double date nights. I feel like we've been on a handful of double date nights, and I'm all for it. There's nothing I love more.
Leave them for another episode.
Yeah, there's literally nothing I love more than like setting my best friend up with the person that I'm with. But I'm so against like if my best friend you set me up with someone, and I feel like it's like it depends if you picky or not. Like you. You will. Like, you get on with people a lot more easier than me. So, like, if I set you up on a double date, you're like,
I'll just get on with it.
You get on with them. Whereas me, I am like, I'm pretty picky, and I'm just like, if I don't like someone, I'm like, no, it's not gonna work.
Absolutely.
But
yeah. So obviously, if you've just kind of come across our podcast and you don't really know kind of what we're about, we are a drinking card game. We're the founders of Let's Drink to That. We started it off as literally a simple drinking game during lockdown, and now it's a global business with 5 games and counting. So
we quite literally started from nothing. So we're going to be giving you a weekly dose of all things business, startup culture, how we started, and also we're going to be getting guests on every episode. So we're going to be getting them in, our friends, people that we've met online, just to talk about their business, people that you've seen like on socials. We want to get people in that have like really cool businesses that talk about different things, and we want to get them playing our game as well. Like the best way we find to get to know people is playing our game. You really like deep dive like when you're playing these questions. So that's
definitely an icebreaker. We thought we'd start kind of the series off by talking about ourselves actually. Just give you a bit of an insight about Let's Drink to That and our journey, and what we're about and what we've got going on at the minute.
I know, also. Yeah. It's so exciting. I feel like people see Let's Drink to That, and you see businesses now, and you kind of want to see the backstory. Like, it's so cool. I know that I love, like, looking at people's backstories. Like House of CB, like, the owner of that. Like, she is so cool. I love looking at the backstory of that. There's some other small businesses that we kind of look up towards, and we're like we're friends with them. Like, we think that they're so cool, and it's so nice knowing that there's like a face behind the business, and we want you guys to kind of see that. And be best friends with us.
Yeah.
Like, you're playing like our game. Like, when we've seen people like in public play our game, and we like come up to them and we're like, oh my god, that's our game. Like, we think it's the coolest thing ever, and we just want to be friends with you guys.
I think it's like we've like started it kind of from the ground up with like not really much knowledge about business at all, and we've kind of taught ourselves. Just like all of the general business stuff, the legalities, all that, like even like handling like cash flow and managing all of that and stuff. So I think it's really interesting to get a bit of an insight on how other people manage it, really.
So I feel like the biggest question that we always get, like off anyone that meets us, is we always get, how did you meet?
Oh god.
So this is like, we've known each other for like, I think it's like 3 years.
Yeah, I think it's 3 years now.
It feels like a fucking
Rena
lifetime.
literally slid into the DM.
Yeah. So I slid into Yaz's DMs. We used to both be, so our background is both freelance graphic designers, and we kind of we say that we fell into this because we quite literally did. So it was all during like COVID and lockdown. That's when we started, and I slid into Yaz's DMs because I looked up to her. Like, she was like,
it's so cringe to think about now. But...
I know, it's crazy because we're literally like best friends and business partners now. But at the time, I really looked up to Yas, and her like freelance page was like the best.
Oh god,
it was. I was like a little fangirl. Like, I slid in and I was like, I think I was like, I think I asked you like how you made your website.
Yeah,
it was like it, but that kind of just shows how like inexperienced we were at the time. Like, I didn't even know how to like
kind
build.
of like how important it is to actually just like network and message people that you
100%.
kind of look up to, because the worst thing that can happen is you don't get a response.
Exactly.
Like, it's not that deep. Anyway, we kind of like ended up in a group chat with a few other girls that were doing graphic design. It was like COVID. It was the first lockdown. It was quite lonely, like being a freelance graphic designer, actually, especially during those times when you just kind of sat at home in your house, like working non-stop, just like banging out design work.
It was crazy because like the group of girls that we're in a group chat with, like I honestly thought they were like my ride or dies, like my best
honestly,
friends.
I don't think I even spoke to my friends like through lockdown.
No,
I actually spoke to
you more, and it was crazy because the first time that we met up, I don't think I've met any of the other girls from the group chat, but like we just bonded more than anyone. And like, you drove up to Leeds and came and saw me. I literally felt like I was on a date. Like, I was actually so nervous to meet you, but it's honestly like the best.
I think because towards the end of that lockdown, we both sort of said that we wanted to kind of travel and take our laptops and just go off and do the kind of cliche thing that, you know, the cliche freelance travel sort of thing. But it worked for us. I think we were having like a mental breakdown the one week, and we were like, let's just go on holiday. I'm pretty sure we booked like a 6-day holiday to Portugal and then just didn't come back for like 2 months.
Yeah, we literally booked. We
literally barely knew each other. I think we'd met each other like one time.
Yeah. I don't know if we even booked did we book a return flight?
Think we did,
no, I think we literally just booked a one-way flight to Portugal, and then we ended up spending like 2 months together, and that was just like the start of our friendship. It's like a love story. Like, it's hilarious.
A platonic love story.
Yeah.
But obviously like while we were away as well, we were playing drinking games. We literally stayed in like party backpacker hostels and stuff. It wasn't like super crazy social atmosphere then, because obviously it was lockdown and people weren't traveling as much. We were like staying in and playing drinking games in the hostels, like it was just a house party kind of setting. And that's kind of obviously how we got like the idea for Let's Drink That. It wasn't like a major big business money scheme idea that we kind of thought of when we first started talking about it. We literally were like, what if we made a drinking game that we could kind of carry around with us and play while we're travelling?
It's so funny because like you actually introduced me to hostels. Like when we went to Portugal first, we booked an Airbnb. But I was like, I feel like there was always this like stigma around hostels, and I just never thought of like staying in them, but like all the time now, like traveling, if you go and travel, you need to stay in a hostel. Like I have converted so many of my friends, like since you have converted me, you meet so many friends, and like the circle of like friendship group that I have like all across the world is crazy. Literally this weekend, I met two Australian people in Copenhagen, and they were in Leeds, and I took them on a night out in Leeds.
Crazy.
It's like you travelled to like Scotland like a few months ago.
I'm pretty sure I met like a friend in in Lisbon, one of the hostels that we actually stayed in that I took Rena back to. And I'd literally met him once, and then I went and travelled to Scotland and stayed with him for a few days because, like, you just, like, make these friendships.
Yeah, you literally meet, like, and they're the coolest people as well. I think what you find is, like, the people that you meet in these, like, backpacker hostels, they just literally don't give a shit. Like, they are the coolest people that you will ever meet.
I think that's why our game's so, like, out there.
They literally have the coolest backgrounds. Like, the amount of stories and, like, people that we've met, like, one that stands out to me is when we were in Poland, and, like, do you remember my bed was, like, next to a guy, and he was working as a content auditor for YouTube, and he was, like, he was, like, the most hilarious guy ever. He was, like, 30 years old. Like, we got on with him, like, so well, and even to this day, like, he likes and comments on my Instagram pictures, like, DMs me all the time. But he was a content auditor for YouTube, and we asked him, we were like, what's the worst thing that you've ever seen? And he told us something really bad, which I'm not going to say, but it was...
I was just thinking, please.
Yeah, please don't say it. But it's crazy. Like, you hear the coolest stories. Like, you get this, like, complete different outlook on life. Like, I genuinely think, like, 100%. From traveling, backpacking, hearing all these people's stories, it's crazy. Like, even your friends. So recently we went away to Bratislava. So every year for each other's birthdays, we do a mystery trip. So we take each other to, like, a different destination, and we don't find out where we're going till we get to the airport. It's usually, like, a cheap, like, European getaway, but it's so fun. That's our favourite types of trips. So your friend Jess, she actually came along, and when we got to the hostel...
Oh my God, she literally looked around. I mean, this hostel is, like... Yeah. It's crazy. It's like a big house party.
Shout out to Wild Elephants, Bratislava. It is amazing. If you ever go to Bratislava, you need to stay at Wild Elephants. I've been converted.
Honestly, like, upstairs is literally like a big party room. Yeah. It's just like a big converted loft. And she literally walked in and she was like, oh my God, no, like, just looking around at everyone thinking, like, these are the worst people ever. She's like, they're all staring at me. And then literally, like, by the end of the 2 days, she was like best friends with them all, like, giving them all nicknames. And
she was like, I'm not going to put makeup on tonight because I don't care what anyone here thinks of me. And I was like, yeah, but that's the coolest thing. You shouldn't have to, but... Yeah, she was converted. She made friends with more people than us on that trip.
She did.
On the plane back. Like, literally the whole time, like, she honestly had, like, a personality flip. So I would say take your friend travelling. Yeah, you'll see like a different side to them.
Yeah, we played literally so many drinking games, and that kind of just translated into Let's Drink to that when we sat down and started putting ideas into it. When we started putting the content onto the cards, it was just so, like, heavily influenced by travel and our love for tequila, as we would say, which we did also find from traveling.
I know, yeah. So the first time that, like, we discovered our love of tequila, so I feel like it's got, like, really trendy recently. Like, everyone's like loving tequila, and it's the best thing ever. That it's a big trend.
I don't think I'd ever even, like, properly drank tequila. I don't think I'd ever order it at a bar if I was out before we started.
Absolutely not. Yeah. So we actually got sat down. So we're in Estonia. This is my hometown, and my auntie was like, she basically just like was like, let's just have a drink together. And I've never really drunk with my family before, and she pulls out this tequila, pulls out like the fresh lemons and the salt, and she was like teaching us how to take tequila shots properly, and we were just like, why is this so good? Like, we were just like looking at each other, we were like, this is so easy.
Because you don't need a chaser or anything. Like, it's like nasty when you first like finish the sip, the shot. But then you've got the chaser of the lemon and the salt. So and we literally went through a phase of like buying a bottle of like the classic Sierra Gold,
the
bottle
Sierra
of tequila,
Gold tequila, the Mexican hat on top of it, the cheap stuff
for pre-drinks.
Yes, we'd literally get a full bottle. It was in Budapest, like the time that I remember. We were pre-drinking to go out to this club, and we were like, what should we pre-drink on? We just bought a bottle of tequila and we timed ourselves. I'm pretty sure we did it. We did it in under like 5 minutes, like the full bottle of tequila. Like
100%. We were like 45 minutes and it was gone.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, we were a state. Like, it wouldn't recommend, I mean.
No. I mean, the thing
disclaimer, I wouldn't recommend.
The thing is, it's a cheap way to do it, though. It is a cheaper way to do it. Like, rather than, like, sitting there, like, mixing the drinks, it's so easy as well. Like, I think we would, like, pride ourselves, like, especially when we lived in different countries and we had the apartments there, we would quite literally go to the shops, make it like a ritual, get like lemons, slice them up, like make like lines of salt. Like we would make it like a full like Yas and Rena ritual before we go out. That was our thing, tequila. So that is why, that's a background on why like tequila is so massive and why traveling is as well. in the business. That's why we always like reference it.
It is 100% like so heavily influenced from travel and tequila.
And it's like being real to us. Like I feel like we always knew that freelancing wasn't going to be forever. If you're a freelancer, it is fucking hard out there. Like it actually is. You are your own boss. You are doing about 10 different jobs at the same time. And I think we were always waiting for the opportunity, and we didn't want to jump at like any business and to do anything, because we've worked with like a lot of clients. We've worked with like loads of like beauty businesses, fashion. You've even worked with music.
I think
the music industry.
we both always kind of had that sort of mindset, the mindset
business
that
drive.
we wanted to do something, and we did have a couple of ideas, and it was just kind of getting that perfect time in. I think when we came back from our travels, sort of the last leg of our trip, when we were living in Ukraine, we came back from there.
That is another story for another day.
Yeah, it was like we were in the third lockdown. It was like the tears when it was like Christmas. We had to decide whether you could see family or not, and then just moving into the new year, it moved into like having 6 people on a table at bars. Yeah. So it was just like the perfect opportunity and timing for let's drink to that. We always say there's never like a perfect time to do things. You should just do things. Like there's never going to be a perfect time, but I really strongly think that was the perfect time for us to do things in the most cliche way ever, because everyone was like at home and it was just the perfect thing. No one was really going out. Board games were the thing, and it's honestly just such a blessing that we could carry this through like to times like now that we want to be like the ultimate pre-drink game, and that's where we are heading. Like we want to be like these successful boss bitch business owners. Like, that's what we want to do. Like that's the goal. But we want to keep it real. Like we always keep it real. Like we quite literally do everything for this business. We create the games, we create the artwork, we create the logos. Yas sits there and draws all of these like characters, and we sit there making these cards. We'll sit on like Teams for like 12 hours and make all these ideas. Like it is so real and it's so us. And I think as well with like startup culture, you don't really see that side of things, because you kind of just see like the kind of just the front of the business, the TikToks that are going viral and whatnot. But like I mentioned before, you don't really see that kind of effort of like how do you set up the business, the legalities, the cash flow, even the packing orders. Like when we first launched and everything was going viral, like
oh my gosh,
we would be packing orders until like 3-4 a.m. in your apartment.
It's crazy as well, because like in some businesses you see like social media is such a facade sometimes. Like in some businesses you'll see people like gloating like they're doing so well, and I feel like we were trying to mask it a bit. I feel like we were trying to we'd reply to customer service and be like, our team are packing the order, whereas like Yas would be like on the floor like at 3 a.m. packing your order. Exactly. Like taping up your box, putting like a shot glass
even like hauling all of the stock across the country. With me being like in the Midlands and Rena being up north in Leeds, like we'd literally be like hauling boxes and boxes of stock back and forward between like when we had offices and moving in and out of offices and whatnot. But
I mean, startup culture is hard, and then we kind of got to like a good point. Like we had an office, like we started getting employees in, and it's so up and down, and that's always the thing with business, and that's how we've known it. But we finally got to a good point. Like we'll go into this like more in other episodes, but we're at the start of year 3. Like let's drink to that is in its 3rd year, which is it's crazy to see the growth. And as we said, like there's never a perfect time to start a business. We look back at the stuff that we were doing like 2 years ago. We thought we were the shit. Like
I know. The memories keep coming up on like Instagram and Snapchat, and it's like, what is this? The packaging. Yeah. Things like that.
It was tough. It was tough out there. But people were like still loving it. And the thing is, that's why we always say, there's never like, you need to do it before you're ready.
Especially like the timing where we are kind of like now with TikTok and how it's changing. Everything's constantly changing. It's like if you've got an idea, you have to just go for it.
That's what I think. Do it or someone else will. So like if we didn't do it, who knows? Maybe like you wouldn't be playing our game. But we think it's crazy. Like we're at the point now where it's literally a global business. Yeah. Like we were so lucky to hit 6 figures in our first year. Like that was a ridiculous achievement for us. And we're just so grateful for the support. And we really want to show you kind of an insight to the business side of things, because you see this like facade on social media, and it's just nice to kind of deep dive and show that it's not all kind of
We've got a lot going on. So we've got obviously we've got obviously the new launch that we're gonna have a little look at some of the cards. So that was what we've launched this week, the double date night game, as we've mentioned. And then obviously we've got other things in the works. We're still, like we said as well, like nothing's ever perfect. We're still perfecting the games that we launched 2 years ago, which we're working on at the minute, which is obviously
and guys,
to come soon.
This is really funny, but we have investors now, and it feels crazy saying this, and they're going to be watching this, which is like the funniest thing ever. But we literally have investors. Like in the past year, business is hard, and even like we didn't even know like where to find investors or like where to even look at for that. But it has been the biggest blessing in disguise, because I feel like a big part in business is you need to know your strengths and you need to know where to delegate. My strength is not accounting. Your strength, I mean, you are pretty good at it. You were better at it than me.
You have to have a balance. You have to have a balance. Exactly. And what you can't do, you need help with. And you just have to admit that and get it on board.
So, like, I know my strengths. My strength is design, creation, marketing. And your strength, your strengths are the same. It's just the fact that you were a bit better at accounting than me.
Yeah, just taking on the other kind of tasks.
So the investors are definitely like a blessing, and you will be seeing so much more from us. Like the opportunities that we have coming up are crazy amazing, and once we kind of get more into the deal and stuff, like we'll definitely explain like how that came about, and like if you're a business as well and looking for investors, like you wouldn't know where to start. So we kind of do want to deep dive into that, because I know that was a big question of mine, like even yours as well, like when we were looking for them. So that is a big blessing, and there is so much more to come. Like I am so excited for the next year.
And as I say, we've got loads of products coming and exciting stuff, but we'll leave it until it's the perfect timing to show you and tell you about it.
Of course. Yeah. So, okay, should we deep dive into the game? Should we give it a little play? Yeah. I'm actually really excited. So we've actually not played this game. So this actually recently launched this week, and you can actually get it on our website now. It's going to be on TikTok Shop as well. I love a TikTok Shop order. I'm always ordering on TikTok Shop. We share the same TikTok account.
I know, I can always see when you've ordered.
Some of my orders come through, and I always recommend you things like small businesses as well. Like absolutely. I think I ordered the hair syrup oil.
Yes.
You ordered that like the week later. It's the best. TikTok Shop. It's so easy as well. So we actually didn't get accepted for TikTok Shop for like weeks. Do you remember?
I know, it took us a while to set up, and our kind of like engagement went down massively on TikTok. And
for businesses, it's amazing though. It's such a good platform. But yeah, we have double date night. It has been such a long time coming. It has been like 2 years since like I designed this. I designed this game when I was in a relationship. I literally designed this game while I was in a relationship. Like while I was spending Christmas at my boyfriend's house, I designed this game.
Yeah, she did that, and it's crazy because I was like single at the time.
Yeah.
So it's so much different now, like looking into the game. We've done like a whole flip.
Talking about this,
the cards
now
are so much more relevant to me than they are you.
Yeah, it's so funny, but I feel like it's the best way, like even in life, like, as we've gone designing these decks, like I did Better Together, our couples game, while I was in a couple. And whereas when we've redesigned it for the new launch, it has been a lot more you, because I've been single. So I'm like, but for girls' night, oh my God, I was like, please let me take the reins for girls' night. And I know I can do a good job of this. But it's so cool. But I think that even shows just like how us it is. Like it's very much real and
big balance. That's all.
It is. Yeah. So today we're going to be playing the game, and we're obviously going to be playing it with a drink in hand.
Yes,
we've got to. How can we not?
Obviously, as mentioned, we like to play with our trusty friend Tequila.
Of course.
And we would recommend that you have a drink to sip on and something that you can shot. Yeah.
We always say this. Like at first, we always say that we're like a no rule drinking game, but the only rule is you have a drink, something to sip on, and something to shot.
If you don't drink, then obviously you can figure out a forfeit for yourself.
Yeah. But like we recommend at least like something to sip and to shot. So we've got our mixed drinks. Cheers.
Yes.
And we've also got something to shot if we need to shot. So if you don't want to answer any of these questions, you feel free to.
Exactly.
You feel free to take a shot. Exactly. But yeah, we have got very kindly. This is a woman. A 2-woman-owned business. They're called Neurita Tequila. We look up to these guys a lot. Like any small businesses that like do something similar to us or that we can fit with, like we love working with them. Like it's the coolest thing ever. We always do like little product swaps, and these guys sent us over some bottles of tequila.
We've got tequila rose today. It's a nice mixture. I just took a sip and it's It's lovely. It's really
we've
good.
not mixed this.
We are drinking it straight, but it's nice. I feel like if we'd have put some ice in the cups and it was just drank over ice, that would have been, would have been perfect. But.
So these guys, they've been so good to us. They sent us like a few kits and like stuff to try as well. So we're going to do a giveaway with them with Double Date Night. We are so excited. So you can head over to socials if you want to enter that and try some of this tequila, but it's so good. So we're going to be playing with that. I'm ready. I'm ready to dive right in.
Yeah, so we obviously, as you can tell, we're not in a double date setting.
Oh yeah, you are my double date forever.
It's obviously just the two of us in the studio.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna like tailor the questions. A few of the questions that we've like, handpicked for this episode. We're just gonna tailor them to kind of fit around the two of us to be able to answer the questions.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna dive in deep. Okay.
I'll let you go first. Question.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on second rounds? Exciting or exhausting?
For me, honestly, I feel like one round is most often enough. I feel like it depends on the scenario. I feel like I'm going to sleep more time. I'm going to sleep after, or if you're traveling or if it's like on holiday and it's like some sort of like exciting scenario, then 100% exciting.
Really?
I
feel like you need a second round.
I feel like you need to. Again, it depends. If it's morning, absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. But what if it's literally like 10 seconds? Like,
oh my god, well, if it's 10 seconds, then absolutely. Like,
then it's exciting.
The second round's needed. Yeah,
but I don't think. But like, when does it get exhausting?
Again, it depends how long it's lasting. If this first round's a 10-second round and then we're having second round, then all good. But I don't know. How about you? What do you think?
I feel like after the first round, you need at least one more. Like at least one more.
It's needed.
No, because if you're telling me like you're doing one round and like that's good for you, then honestly good for you.
I think again it depends. It depends on where you are, how exciting the situation is.
I mean, true. It depends like where it is as well. Imagine if it's like in the car, then you're not going to do a second round.
It also depends, like
in a bathroom toilet.
Well, yeah, it depends if it's like if it's like a regular partner or not. Like if it's if it's someone that you're with, then it's like whatever. But I feel like
if it's not a regular partner, then
if it's someone new, absolutely. Like it's
what you would do a second round with someone new.
Well, when you've got a new partner,
would you? Like, what if it's like a one night stand? You do?
Oh no, not. I don't know.
Or would you go home after the one night?
Yeah.
A taxi straight back.
Yeah. So
consensus on that, exciting or exhausting?
Yeah.
I think exciting.
Exciting. Yeah, exciting.
That's the one.
If you had a dating app in the past or currently, because obviously a couple's
single
playing this game, I would like to think that you don't still have a dating app. But asking you.
Okay.
If you had a dating app in the past or right now, what is your bio or was your bio?
Okay, so dating app of choice. I love Hinge. Like we used to be so diehard Tinder, didn't we?
Yeah, I feel like
you met your boyfriend on Tinder.
Relationship. Yeah, since being in a relationship, I think like Hinge has like massively taken over. Yeah. Especially now it has like those voice notes and all those kind of like cool prompts.
So funny.
Whereas I feel like when I was like dating Hinge, I was like, what? You tried to set me up on Hinge, and I was like, what is this?
I don't want to use this. Yeah.
Like,
I feel like it's a lot more effort, like with the prompts and stuff, and like having the actual bio in it. But you kind of get to know someone more, and it's easier having a conversation because on Tinder, how did you slide? Did your boyfriend slide into your DMs? Did he put like hey?
On Tinder,
what did he say?
I think he just slid in with like some shit joke.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better than just a hey.
Whereas, I don't actually really know how to use Hinge or like how
it's so fun.
That works,
it's so fun. I mean, hopefully you don't have to use it.
So, what is your bio? Like,
I used to have a really good one. One of my gay friends, he actually recorded like a voice note on mine, and he said if I wasn't gay, I would be dating Neurita. And I thought that was the coolest really one, and people had listened to that and they'd find it so funny. And he had like a Scottish accent as well, so it made it like 10 times better, and that got quite a lot of replies. But I also have, so fun fact, when we lived in Ukraine, I actually did a tattoo course.
Oh my
so
God, yes.
I am actually, my side hustle is also tattooing, if you didn't know. And it says like, I think it's like unusual skills, and I'm like tattooing people whilst I'm drunk.
I'd show you right now. I'll post
Pull it out.
Shirt.
Pull it out.
Pull it out. She did this tattoo for me. I don't know if you can see. It's literally, we'll insert like a mini,
we'll put a little picture.
A mini image. But I literally let her do the first ever thing she's ever done on anyone's skin on my arm, which is crazy. But honestly, it's one of my favourite tattoos for that reason.
Oh,
but
yeah.
anyway.
So I've tattooed, I want to say maybe like 10 people. I mean, there was a literal phase like at parties, like I would just like whip it out and just like be tattooing people when I was drunk. One time I actually gave one of my best friend's boyfriends a tattoo when I was very drunk, and he had to go to the hospital the day after because I did it too deep and I didn't finish the tattoo. And
so side note, maybe don't let
her so maybe don't, but honestly that gets a lot of replies.
So that was your bio, is that you
it was like it's like a little prompt, and it's well, it says, I'm pretty sure it says tattooing people whilst I'm drunk, so people will swipe up and be like, oh, give me a tattoo, and I'll be like, oh, get me drunk then, and then it's like it's the perfect like lead into a conversation. What was yours?
I feel like I had to do like a little side quest for let's drink to that. I think it said something like, I made a couple's drinking game and I have no one to play it with. Oh my god! And honestly, I
is the best.
I had so many like replies to that of just being like, so what's this drinking game? What's this drinking game?
Yeah.
When are we playing this game? And honestly, I think about it now and I'm like, oh, because obviously I would like send them the website link to it as like a little side quest.
Yeah, play it.
And I feel like now, I wonder if any of them have actually ever bought it and like played it on a date.
Oh my god, do you know what's really funny? Do you know what's like really, really funny? There was a boy that I was like speaking to when I was maybe like 12 or something, and him and his girlfriend like bought it and played it, and I was like, this is so funny. But imagine like one of your exes buying the game and playing it. No, one of your ex's girlfriends like buying the game and not knowing and then like playing it, and then the ex is just like, oh yeah, cute game, and they're just like thinking about you the whole time.
It's crazy, honestly.
It's so funny. But to be fair, like a fair few of my friends have like played the game, and it's fun, but it's just like a funny thought, isn't it?
It is. It's funny
like,
to think about.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. But anyway, dating prompts. I think yours takes the cake. Yours is great.
I'm interested to hear like other people's or like funny ones that you've come across. I love watching TikToks where people like just post those funny like Hinge voice recordings. They are my favorite. That's my favorite.
There's like, oh my god, there's a guy on TikTok and he like goes through like Hinge profiles and like they're the most beautiful girls, and he like scrolls fully through them and he's like, no. Oh my god. Like, it looks like a prompt that like says like, what's your go-to drink? Tequila. No. And it's so funny. But I always like love looking through like my friends' profiles. To be fair, I make half my friends' profiles. My best friend's profile I make. And I always add like the funniest things in them. So I just love dating apps. I think they're fun. Like they're so fun. And like it's so fun to like swipe on them, and it's just like a pro if you meet someone from it. Like you. Yeah. You're a Tinder girl. I mean, saying that, like I've had like a fair few situationships from Hinge, so shout out.
I'll let you go next.
Okay, this one's a good one. What is
I need a drink ready for this one.
Okay. Let's take a sip. I'm going to take a sip as well. Okay, so what is the most embarrassing thing your partner has said to you in the bedroom?
So I feel like I'm not going to directly say what someone said. I don't want to call anything out. But I feel like, honestly, it's such a strange topic. It's on the topic of talking in the bedroom. But honestly, I think in my head, when I think I'm saying something in my head and I'm like about to say it, I feel like it is always premeditated. You think in your head what you say before it comes out.
You don't just say it. It's never in the moment.
It's so like performative, I think. But it comes out and I'm like, honestly, all I can think about is like, what did I sound like? Yeah. What sort of accent did this come out of my mouth in?
My god, yeah.
What the hell do I sound like?
It's so funny. Like there's been times before, right? And I don't know if you can like relate, but there's been times before where I've like said things and then they say what? And I'm like,
and they can't hear you. Like
I'm like, I'm not repeating that. Like I'm sorry.
Do you repeat it?
It's literally. It's pretty much took me like about 10 minutes to rehearse this in my head. Like act like I'm gonna say it and then let the words come out my mouth and you're gonna say what? Like I'm not repeating that.
Do you repeat it?
No. No, it kills the mood. It kills the mood.
It does.
When you're in that situation, there is such a fine line between like funny chemistry and like sexual chemistry. And like there's like a perfect in between, I feel like, to having both. But if you jump into funny territory and you're in the bedroom and you start laughing,
even if they say something,
you get the giggles.
Like, you don't know what to respond.
The mood's
like,
dead.
If you don't know what to respond, you're either laughing or you're just saying something stupid, or it's just point blank there getting ignored. I feel like if that was me, if I said something and they didn't know what to say back,
my God.
I'd literally die.
But then, like, to be fair, I've had stuff like said to me in the bedroom and I don't hear it. And obviously I'm not going to say what. Like, why would I say what? And then they kind of wait for something to happen because it's like a question or like it's something. Yeah. And then and then I'm just like, I'm not going to ask you to repeat that.
Again, like, I'm interested to hear other people's stories, funny ones.
I feel like
it's a really funny subject.
Yeah, it is such a funny subject. I don't think like I've had anything like really embarrassing like said to me in the bedroom, but like definitely everything that like has been said has been like premeditated.
Yeah, 100%.
There's nothing that I've said like in the moment.
You're definitely like acting, and it's
To be fair, like I have like there's been times where people have said like I love you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I was just like, I think I told you afterwards. The one time it was like, it just came out like that.
Situation, then that's
it was not in the correct situation.
It was not in the correct situation. I feel like I
situation.
remember you telling me a story.
Yeah, you were there. You were there. Like, it's so funny because you were there, and it wasn't someone that like I was with or anything, and it just like I love you came out, and I was just like, I think I literally came straight to you afterwards, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, what are you meant to reply to that? Exactly. And then like if they do say something, I think like don't reply. Like don't have a conversation. Like don't sit there like while you're doing it. Yeah, do not have a conversation. Like if someone says something, it's kind of meant to like be like a turn on. Like it's meant to like spice up the mood, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not ever meant to be like a conversation. You shouldn't have to say what afterwards. Point blank.
I know. Just honestly, just pretend that you've heard and say something else.
Yeah. Just make a noise or something.
Anyway, the next card.
Okay.
Is. You need to name a celeb lookalike for all the players. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's the two of us. So I'm going to lead with it.
Okay.
Everywhere we go, when we travel, I've heard this girl like on the phone getting in a taxi. I've heard taxi drivers say it to her while like literally we've been speaking. She looks like Dua Lipa.
I think, no, do you know what? I think it's the dark hair. Like, I feel like sometimes I don't look like her. If I've got my hair down, like dark eyebrows, then I do look like her. But it's so funny, like...
how many times do you think it's been now? I feel like it's been like over 20.
It's literally crazy. There's been times that I've got... Like, after a one-night stand, I got in a taxi, drunk, hungover, and the taxi guy goes, "Oh my God, I thought you were Dua Lipa." I think that's when I was on the phone to it was hilarious. Literally. Like, and then, like, in Milan, when I was in Milan, like, a few weeks ago, they were like, "You look like her." In Bratislava, in Mexico.
Literally, a couple of Mexican people said it to you.
Yeah, in Mexico, crazy. A guy came up to me and he was like, "Oh my God, you look like Dua Lipa." Oh, I went to school with her. And we were like, okay, we're going to call bullshit on that. But like, you do.
Yeah. We were like, all right, cool.
So
but either way, it was another one to add to the collection.
But what about yours? Like, so you've had like one recently, but everyone said you look like Justine Littlewood.
Justine Littlewood.
No, there was like, wasn't there like a time
where... It's with the braid. No, because when I have this braid in, people say Justine Littlewood.
But what's the one that you got recently?
When I was at the gym the other week, and this is... I've had this a few times.
No, before that, you've had Ariana Grande.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think is
literally a completely different race, but it's okay. Yeah, so recently I've had Salma Hayek, but I've had that a few times, like, not like as many as you've had Dua Lipa, but a good handful.
She's so sexy.
I will take
as
a compliment. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's in like her late 50s, but when she was younger, she was hot. Like,
I mean, if you look like that in your late 50s, then
if I look
absolutely.
like her when I'm in my 50s, I will be laughing.
But like, to be fair, it's a nice compliment though, getting compared to like a good celebrity.
Honestly,
There's nothing worse that I can imagine than getting compared to like... I literally can't even say a celebrity, but there's like nothing worse that I could get. Like maybe like the rat from like Flushed Away. Do you know, like oh my God, wait, one of your exes, didn't he get like compared to like the little Milky Way kid?
The Milky Bar kid.
And then he did.
Oh, I didn't remember that. funny though.
And then my ex, your friend, one of my exes, your friend compared him to Donkey from Shrek.
Oh my god, yeah, I think that was in the nicest way possible.
In the nicest way possible, but he said that he reminded him of Donkey off Shrek. So, I mean, there's like bad celebrity like lookalikes that you could get, and I feel like if you're playing this game, say someone good for your partner. Do not say.
Yeah,
Donkey,
don't shut you down.
Milky Way
Shut down your partner like that.
Yeah, do not do that.
God.
Who else is like celebrity lookalike wise? Like one of my friends, he got really offended because
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Because I told him that he looks like. Well, I didn't say this. I think someone said it, and then his boyfriend laughed. His ex-boyfriend laughed at this, and he got really offended. But he looked like the fat controller from Thomas the Tank Engine. Because do you know on Face App how you can make like fatter? Like when we did that, like his face like blew up, so he looked like the fat controller. And like I think someone said it in front of his ex, and his ex started laughing. And he got actually really offended over it.
Yeah,
I mean, you would.
He doesn't look like the fat controller.
No. Like
not when his face isn't face
it was
to blow
only,
out.
Yeah, it was only because like the fat controller, he's got like a fat face and like face up, so like it like increases. Anyone would look like it. You know what I mean? It's like filters. Yeah. So
makes sense.
Celeb lookalikes, fun topic. It is actually a fun topic.
Yeah,
I feel like especially like if you're doing it with a group.
I feel
and
like
then
everyone does have one though. Like there's.
Oh yeah, you could give one for anyone, even if it's like the slightest resemblance. It's it's quite a good compliment to give people as well.
Yeah,
it's like an easy compliment.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
It's a nice one if you're saying a nice person, obviously. I mean, if you're not, then. But okay, next one. We're gonna do a quick fire one. This is really fun. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I want to get comfy.
Okay.
Like I need to get comfy.
Cool. And should we do? Okay. So whoever like doesn't like stops or like hesitates, we'll take a drink. We'll take like a big gulp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
I'll take a gulp beforehand. Oh my god,
So the question is.
This is going down. Nice. Okay. Try
again.
Okay. Synonyms for sex.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
Are you starting?
Okay. I'll go. Fuck.
Shag.
Sex.
Okay, I'll let you have
Okay, I'll have a drink. Okay, I got nervous. Okay.
We try again?
Yeah.
You can repeat.
Hump.
Fuck.
Grind.
Make love.
Bend over.
Hanky panky.
Rumpty dumpty.
Coitus.
What the fuck is that? I'm sorry, that is not one. Did you just make that up? Do you know what? I feel like there's like you have like inside joke ones.
Yeah,
this is quite a hard one.
It is.
But I feel like it's fun if like you kind of. Did you ever like used to like make code words for like sex or like stuff with your friends?
It'd be like sex.
Mine was always pineapple.
Pineapple.
Yeah, always
Shut
pineapple.
up.
I'd be like, yeah, pineapple. we did pineapple.
I don't think I ever had a code word.
Synonyms.
Synonyms
are funny though. Like it's synonyms for sex, especially. Fuck. Are there any like real like original ones? What's like the weirdest like thing you've heard like sex referred to as? I guess you've heard something like okay in different countries.
Yeah. I don't know actually.
I wonder if Australians are like. I'm gonna cunt you.
Yeah, I'm really interested actually to know like other English languages like
what they say.
What they would say, yeah.
Sex. So I can speak Russian. Sex in Russian is like sex.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Like it is literally the same word. So I feel like in most languages it is. Surely.
Yeah, we'll have to research on that.
You just like put a bit of
probably
accent
sound
on
like
say sex.
fucking idiots.
I
right
know.
now.
I feel like it is though. I feel like it would be. It's such like a common thing that it's like has to be surely.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out. We'll do a little Google after this and see if we like it. Okay.
So my last question is: name 3 things that are better when wet.
Okay.
I'll start because I've got a good one.
Okay.
That's non-sexual.
Okay.
Cereal.
Okay, that's a really good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm just trying to pick what route I want to go down.
I mean,
better when wet. A towel.
A towel? What? I mean, if
because it makes you dry.
Do you know what? That was the worst answer, but I'm gonna let you have it.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you have it.
Have you got any more? Better one.
I feel like a water slide. A water slide? I mean, you wouldn't slide down it if it wasn't wet, right?
I mean, it would just be a normal slide.
Yeah,
but it's water
it would
slides
be a
are better
normal
than
slide,
normal
yeah.
slides. What else is better when wet? Ice lollies. Once they're a bit melted.
Yeah, true.
They're
This
better.
is true.
Fuck it. Sex.
Yeah, like, it's not
Um,
restricted to not be, but
that's
yeah,
a pretty hard one.
yeah, it's a hard question. I'll be surprised if anyone could think
That's
of
in the
like,
quickfire
a
one.
good list
That's
of
in the
questions.
quickfire category. So like, it's God, that'd be really funny. I would be
Yeah.
drinking for that. Like, I would
Yeah,
like, be constantly
yeah.
drinking
I'd
for
just
that
be
if
like,
it was that
especially
one.
a few drinks in, like.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm
I
about
would
to think of-
I would
I
struggle
think
with that.
that's the thing with like our games is we put all of this content in it, and when it comes to actually playing it, I have no idea what to say.
No,
I literally pick up the
it's
card,
so
and I'll either
hilarious.
be like, I'm not doing that, and I just put it back in. I feel like the pressure's always on us to like have a really good answer to the questions as
Okay.
well. And if I don't have it, more times out of 10, I'm picking up the card,
It's
drinking it, and then being
so
like, oh,
funny.
I don't know what to say to
And
that.
like sometimes we play games and like it reveals so much about people. Like honestly,
Yeah.
this is like one standout moment. Like I don't know if you'll remember this, but I'll tell you and let me know if you remember. But we were playing, I think it was the original deck, and the card was, do you prefer to give or receive? And everyone answered, and at the time you were seeing someone and everyone said give.
I don't think I was there though when this happened. So.
I think you were.
I got told about it by, like, everyone,
Literally,
but-
everyone said give, apart from the person that she was seeing at the time. He said receive, and everyone was like, okay, like she must be.
Oh my God.
And it was so funny. Like you find out so much
and
about
then you
people.
like wonder why that situation shifted
Yeah,
in a
yeah, we wonder
go.
why that ended. But yeah, it's so funny. Like you find out so much
Yeah.
about people, and I feel like this is so funny because it's like you're with your partner and you're with your friends, like playing like as a double date.
Yeah, but again, it's like, I get it. Some of the cards are like super risky. And if you actually don't really know the person that well that you're on the double date with, it's actually fine because most of the cards are like, the like drink, drink dare, truth dare drink category.
Just take a
It's
drink.
like,
If you don't want to
there's
answer the
literally forfeits.
cards,
You don't want to do it. You just take
Sip.
2 drinks, whatever. Like, move on. Just the goal is to get you drunk. So if you don't like what's on the card, just keep it moving and take a drink.
There is a really controversial card in here, which I think I want to kind of hear your opinion on because I think it's funny. There's a card that says couple with the highest body count combined, take a drink. Are you letting your partner know your body count? Yes or no?
I feel like it's so funny because I feel like if I was playing it with you, I would just like chat shit.
No, this is the
And I
thing
would
because
just
we're
chat
so
shit.
unhinged
But we
together.
would-
and it's dangerous. Like if my partner was like, if I had like a boyfriend and they were around you, like we used to get scared about bringing like our partners around each other.
I know, but I feel like because we've both done so much stupid stuff now, we're at a level where we don't bring up. But I guess that's another question of like, do you kind of bait your friends out in these situations?
Oh my
or
God.
not? Because I feel like back before when we first started making these games, I would bait you out.
Yeah, I'd bait you out.
But now I'm like,
there was
now I'm in a
times-
relationship. I'm like, I do not want to play these games around this girl.
Literally, yeah, just in case. Like, I feel like at the time, like we were a bit younger. It was like 2-3 years ago, but like we just didn't really care, and like people would get offended like while we play this. Do you remember there was like one time where like we genuinely got like people like they weren't happy like playing this game? And the thing is, you can take it lighthearted, but I think that's what makes the games good as well. Like it's so just like risky and so fresh and lighthearted that it's fun. Like who wants to play a game where it's like drink if you've been sick.
Yeah.
Like drink if you've been sick in the toilet after a night out. No one wants to play that. Like bring on like the risky questions. Like it's not fun. Like who wants to like sit there and like play a boring game? So that's why it's like part
good
of the reason.
conversation styles.
Back to that though. Are you telling them your body count? Yes or no?
No.
No?
No. I would be 100% lying. I would
Really?
be lying, yeah.
You'd lie. The answer's always 3. We made like a TikTok
Oh,
and
yeah,
we're
the
like,
answer's always 3.
when someone asks you body count, 3.
I feel like when girls say it, it's always like plus, like however many.
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
a girl says,
Whatever a
it's
girl
like
says.
plus 10 or something.
I'd like 10 on.
I'd at least 10.
Yeah, it's at least double digits. To be fair, I think it's okay to tell them like if it's double digits.
Yeah.
Or a ballpark. Like a ballpark number's fine.
What's a ballpark number?
So, like, you'd say between, like, 30 to 50.
Oh, between, yeah, I guess,
like a ballpark. Yeah. In my last situationship, we were in the car and we were like, should we just rip the Band-Aid off and tell each other? And we were like, yeah. And it was pretty similar. Like, it didn't, if I'm honest, it kind of, it erased the kind of...
The not knowing.
Yeah, like the cloud, because I was like, oh my God, because, like, actually one of my exes, like, he'd only slept with 2 other people. And that was worse for me because I knew them 2 other people. Like, I'd much rather it be higher and I not know any of them than it be 2 people that I literally know. I can literally stalk them on Instagram. I can. Yeah, it's true. Like, it's horrible as a girl. Like, yeah, you don't want to know that. Yeah. So if I'm honest, I'd much rather my partner's body count be higher.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But, like, that question, God, it would be, God forbid, we play that while we're with partners.
I think this is why I'm so scared to ever play this double date night game.
Yeah, like, me too. Maybe that's why we've not played it
Might
yet.
have to take out a few cards before we play.
I mean, we always say that, though. We're like, feel free to, like, pull out cards. Like, we've had people, like, pull out cards. There was a card in Better Together, which was, like, drink if you've said I love you. And I played it with a situationship once and we'd not said I love you. And it was, like, it was a bit awkward, so... But we'll leave that one for a different day.
Here for the risky content.
Yeah, we're here for the risky content. We love it. we bloody made the game, so we better be.
But yeah, so we'll let you kind of explore the rest of the content of what's in it. Obviously, we'll be showing a lot more on socials of kind of the content in this game. 100%. So we've just launched it, so it's still super new and exciting. But yeah, I think that's a wrap.
I know. Really. I feel like we were so nervous, like, going into this. Like, I feel like once we've got into it more, like, we're more relaxed. And I really hope that you kind of got to know us a bit more. Like, I feel like you've got to see, like, a different layer to us.
Yeah, we've got a lot more to come with it. And
oh my God, we've got so much more to come.
First episode kind of vibes, but
yeah. I mean, we hope it's been fun. But yeah.
Hope we also gave you, like, a good snippet of Double Date Night, which you can shop on our website and TikTok shop. So our website is www.letsdrinktothatgame.com and TikTok shop at Let's Drink to That.
And if you want to follow us on socials, it is at Let's Drink to That Game on pretty much everything. Yeah. Follow us on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram. And then also we made a separate page for our All Cards on the Table pod.
Yeah.
So if you jump on there,
follow.
We'll be doing giveaways. Slide into our DMs if you want to be a guest. Like, we want to talk to you guys. We want to play with you guys.
Yeah, if you've got, or even if you've got, like, a really funny story of anything that we've spoken about, if you've got something to add to it, or even just any questions about the game.
Or, like, fun stories about you guys playing the games. Like, we hear so many fun stories about you guys playing the games. Someone got engaged after playing the game. Do you remember that? Like, we got DMs. Like, someone literally got engaged after playing Better Together. And we thought that was the coolest thing ever. So let us know if you have any stories, any questions, any suggestions. We're here for it. We're always open to it.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll see you soon for another Tequila Tuesday.
Oh, cool.